My parents exiled me to protect my brother's lies. 15 years later, his own daughter exposed him. Now they are begging to come back. I was 24 when our father's business collapsed and someone had to be blamed. My brother Daniel was 29, already established, already the one my parents introduced first at every gathering. When the accountant's investigation pointed toward mismanagement, Daniel told my parents it was my fault. I had worked a junior role in the company for 2 years. He had run operations for 7. The math was obvious to everyone except the people who needed it not to be. We agreed, my parents and I, not to air the details publicly. Family reputation. Keep it quiet. That agreement cost me everything. Daniel shaped the story first. He was faster, more articulate, and already the favorite. By the time I understood what was happening, every aunt, every cousin, every family friend had a version of events where I was the one who'd been careless with my father's legacy. My parents didn't correct it. Keeping the peace meant letting the wrong version stand. I became the cautionary name at family dinners I stopped being invited to. Daniel posted holiday photos with my parents every Christmas. I watched from a different city where I'd taken a job just to stop waking up inside the wreckage. My mother called occasionally. Careful calls, never acknowledging what had been allowed to happen. Once I finally said plainly, "You know what he did." She went quiet for a long time and then said, softly, "It's more complicated than that." I didn't call her again for 8 months. That's when I understood the silence was permanent and I had to build a life inside it. The first 2 years in the new city were just survival. Work, cheap apartment, therapy on Tuesday evenings with a woman who kept asking me what I actually wanted, not what I thought I was allowed to want. That question took a long time to answer. Then I met Grace at a work conference. She was direct in the way that people are when they've already done their own hard work. She didn't need me to be fine. She just needed me to be honest. We got married 3 years later in a ceremony with 14 people, all chosen, none inherited. We have a daughter now. She's 6. She has Grace's patience and my habit of going quiet when she's thinking hard about something. I coach her swim class on Saturday mornings. We have a thing where we name clouds on the drive home. I didn't know a life could feel this specifically mine. I told Grace early on that I didn't want updates about Daniel's family. She respected it completely. When my father passed 2 years ago, I flew back for 3 days, said what needed to be said, and came home. Daniel and I stood on opposite sides of a room and didn't speak. That was enough. Last month a message arrived through a professional network. Daniel's oldest daughter, Kara, 26 now. The message said she'd recently learned things about the company situation that changed how she understood what happened. She said her father had told her something, recently, that she hadn't been able to sit with. She asked if I would be willing to talk. My chest went tight reading it. I sat with my phone face down on the table for an hour before showing Grace. She read it twice, said nothing at first. Then, carefully, "What do you actually want?" Same question as my therapist. Still the hardest one. Here's what I keep circling. Kara was a child. She believed what she was told, the same way I might have. But Daniel is the one who told it. And he let 15 years pass before saying anything different. Only after his own daughter started asking questions he apparently couldn't answer cleanly. I don't know if Daniel has other children. I don't know if my mother told them things in her final years that changed anything. They are strangers wearing names I used to know by heart. My therapist thinks I should read the full message carefully before deciding. She's not pushing. She knows what that period cost me. The hospital waiting room at 3 a.m. after I stopped eating properly for 4 months. The way certain sounds still pull me sideways without warning. Grace drafted a response for me because my hands weren't steady enough. One line, "I'll consider it." That's all I could mean honestly. Part of me understands Kara had no power in any of this. But another part remembers standing in the rubble of my own name while Daniel's version of events calcified into family history. He let it. For 15 years he let it stand. Now there's a door opening on the other side of a wall I built carefully, brick by brick, with everything I had left. And I genuinely do not know if what's on the other side is worth the wall coming down.